This is me before, and I'll show it to me later. Look at the ceiling. All the mud.
Kids playing out in the river here. It's a holiday. How you like this?
It's not a holiday.
Yeah, they're celebrating New Year's Day because New Year's Day was on Sunday.
New Year's was yesterday.
This is the first bridge. This is the transportation to Rara Avis Lodge, the waterfall lodge in the middle of the rainforest. Sean thought that was a human being who he deemed a bum, and it's actually 2 garbage bags.
And that was by chance. Tell me that doesn't look like a bum.
This is the second bridge, a little more primitive, if you can believe it. I already... Sorry about the shaking, guys.
This guy asked us if we were vegetarians, and we both said, no, we eat meat, we eat meat. And this driver said, no, they eat boil.
Okay. People out here for the holiday having a picnic and swimming.
Who is it?
I don't, this is it. I'm not sure this is it. He didn't tell us to get out. We just came over that, believe it or not. Those 2 boulders. That's the kind of road we're on. Sean's not happy. Kind of road we're on. This is an example of the road we've been going up here. This actually is one of the better parts lately. So. This is how Sean slept last night. He's miserable. He had some insect bites. This is our room with porch and canopy right in the rainforest. At Rara Avis, we had the worst possible trip in. It was, if you can think of the worst road in the you've ever seen, this was even worse than that. So I brought Sean's dinner up to him since he wasn't feeling good. It's about 5:45 in the morning, I guess, something like that. Right by the restaurant, the kitchen here. I guess yesterday morning they found a 13-foot boa constrictor, and everybody around here is worried to go outside on that side of the kitchen because that is a huge snake. Anyway, we're going to go out. It rained all last night. It's too bad we didn't feel up to traveling or up to taking the night tour last night because it was unusually good weather here. It didn't rain a bit. Then about 10 or 11 o'clock last night, it just started raining nonstop. Just torrents of rain. Anyway, we have no electricity here. Not even kerosene lamps, so we're using our flashlights. I'm using the light on the camcorder here just to film Sean eating his chips, and that's another thing, you're not allowed to keep food in here, so he has a bag of chips he has to keep in that glass jar to keep all the animals from coming in our room. Anyway, as you can see, Sean's really into the trip here. So, anyway, signing off. So we're on the second story of what they call the Waterfall Lodge here. It's now about an hour later. There's a waterfall down below here you can walk to. I'm going to go out and see what animals I can see. You're really in the thick of it here. This is literally in the middle of the rainforest. No towns, nothing. So this is the Waterfall Lodge. We're up on the second floor. That's our room right there with the hammock. Sean, you want to come out and say hi? Sean, come out on the deck and say hi. I don't think he's even been outside. The idiot brought his computer on that god-awful tractor trip we brought up here. He's going to lie in the hammock now. And down to their cataract or waterfall that they have.
Cataract.
Cataracta or whatever what do they call it? See how beautiful it is, huh? John? And there's another waterfall down here. Mr. Long. I don't know if he's got cell phone service. I don't see how he can. We're in the middle of the rainforest, but he's either talking to somebody or something. Isn't this pretty here? Our own personal waterfall here. Nobody else is staying here except us. This is the stained glass window palm, native only to Rara Avis. Only place in the world you'll see this plant. Interesting, huh?
Okay, because the next place that we're going is so beautiful.
Okay, this is the waterfall Sean and I were at. And the river is called Atelopos. This is at Rara Avis. Isn't that gorgeous? This is their own waterfall and their own private rainforest preserve here. That is hard to beat.
People, we want, the people, the new guy have to train him with me. I don't have problem to show the property. I don't have problem to show the books or something like that. Not because I'm so worried, because maybe the root system moved 1 meter
Really?
around.
1 meter around. This is the walking palm. And you say this hearts of palm would come from this. And so from those roots?
No, just for the top.
Just from the top?
The top is the hair of the palm, the green
I see.
part on the top.
Okay. That's where they get the heart of palms. Interesting.
So that's why the local people we call walking palm, because the root system is not only because really walking.
These blueberries are toxic to humans, but some animals eat them. They're really pretty, aren't they? See all the epiphytes and things that live on these trees. Here's a bridge that goes to some of their other accommodations called the casitas, which are a little bit more isolated, right in the middle of the rainforest. See how pretty it is and green it is in here. It's so lush and thick. Why wouldn't it be with all the rain they get? See how this is just right in the middle of the thick of the vegetation here. These are the riverside cabinas. Have a communal porch here overlooking the river. It's a little more in the middle of the rainforest than the others, but it's also a 10-minute hike. By the time you take that tractor trip up those 12 kilometers, 3 to 3.5 hours, you're going to be exhausted. You're not going to want to walk another 10 minutes up to these things. It's a little isolated from the rest of the accommodations, particularly the restaurant. But it is great for bird watching, I'm sure. Lying out here in the hammock, as you can see, you're right in the thick of it here. Leafcutter ants right on the trail here. It just rains, so it's not a great big long line yet. I think when it rains, they just leave their load and come back. Here's some more leaf cutters. Line goes on and on and on here.
Washing tour that we start 5:45 in the morning to 7.
Nice looking bug there, huh?
Around this place, up and down the garden, both sides. Right? For bird watching.
This is how we eat communally. The cook is over here. He does a very good job. You can see the kind of food we eat here. I don't think I'm going to lose any weight while being here. This is the casita, so a little more primitive than where we stayed. You can see a little more right in the rainforest here. They also have some riverside dwellings too.